Good morning, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, including news of strong house building in the US. Today is the news for other than the Fed decision. We'll have a separate report on that when it's available after 8:30 this morning. There are other things going on in the world, and that included American housing start data, which rose a stunning 22% in November above its October level. In fact, it is now at its highest level in nearly 6 years. Residential building consent data also came out above expectations. In China, the country's biggest Bitcoin exchange stopped taking deposits in the Chinese currency, sending the price of Bitcoins tumbling in one of its biggest markets. There's even talk of panic selling. Going the other way, average prices of new homes in 70 Chinese cities rose to another fresh high. Demand remains strong despite the government's efforts to cool the market. In Japan, they reported their biggest November trade deficit on record as imports climbed more than 20% from a year earlier because consumers are buying ahead of a sales tax increase next April. The Bank of Japan is also talking about doing more bond buying. In Australia, the government there has announced a $100 million package to create jobs for Holden workers, but also announced it will end so-called corporate welfare and resist corporate rent seeking. And finally, the size of China's aluminium overcapacity has become apparent overnight with some amazing figures. Even with 20% of its existing industry idle, it is adding major new capacity and taking out relatively little. The worldwide aluminium industry is facing a very bleak future and prices will plummet. All the major commodities and financial instruments are pretty much marking time ahead of the Fed decision this morning. New Zealand dollar starts today at 82.2 US cents, 92.6 Aussie cents, and the TWI is unchanged at 77.5. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.